You see that over there? That's Falador, City of the White Knights. It's beautiful, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of history that was made within those walls. Like the Falador Massacre on June 6, 2006, when Duriel 321 smited many an innocent adventurer. There was also the Pay to PK riot of 2007, when players voiced their discontent over the removal of free trade in the wilderness. And who could forget the riot of the climbing boot update on June 24, 2010?
We even had some riots about
Then we had
skills.
another
March
climate
Climate
of
of
course,
Forest
riots
riots,
of
mining
mining
roads,
roads,
riots,
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 and then on
riots,
actually
riots,
January,
riots,
we had
riots,
the
riots,
riots,
riots, and then of course another one rioted about when the update actually came out.
We gay.
Yep, a lot of interesting stuff has gone on within those walls over the years. I want to go make friends there. Welcome back to Misthsgarnia, yet another region-locked Ultimate Ironman. We're truly breaking new grounds with this series. I just finished smelting some iron bars at the Falador furnace, and I've located an anvil relatively close by, so I'm going to go there now and turn them into daggers. Doric over here is giving me a hard time, saying I don't have permission to use his anvils. This is the first time anyone in Gielinor hasn't let me just walk into their house and help myself to whatever I want. Normally they see me walk in wielding a weapon and think better of saying anything to me. I've made a deal with Doric that if I do his grocery shopping for him, he'll let me use his anvils. The last thing he put on his list was 2 iron ore, but I'm pretty sure he just spotted that in my backpack and decided to throw it on there. His favorite grocery store is the Dwarven Mine, so I'm going there now to get the rest of his stuff. I've located the copper and clay aisle. It's very convenient that this grocery store is arranged alphabetically. Check the copper off the list. Check the clay off the list. Here are your materials, Doric. I would like to use your anvils now. I'm gonna cause so much wear and tear on your anvils now that you're gonna regret letting me use them for a one-time fee. Should have opted for a subscription model instead. Get with the times, old man. I'm headed into the Falador castle to see if anyone there needs my help. The squire has basically just admitted to me that he's incompetent at his job and he needs my help to make sure his boss doesn't fire him. Don't worry, bud, I'm already familiar with your kind. I need Thurgo the Imcando dwarf to make me an exact replica of Survivan's sword, so I need to get some red berries for a red berry pie. Ow. I forgot I also need a pie dish. Ow. The game said there would be high-level monsters involved in this quest, so I'm making a quick run to the liquor store to stock up on courage. Okay, I think I'm ready for this quest now. Turns out the food shop in Port Sarim sells red berries, so my run to the red berry bush was unnecessary. Cool. I'm going to walk into this nice couple's house and help myself to the oven. Notice how neither of them have anything to say to me. Thurgo tells me that to make a replica of the sword in question, he needs a picture of it, obviously. Survivin is chilling outside his bedroom and seems to have no objections to me walking in and helping myself to his stuff. I hope you all realize now how much of a gigachad Doric is. Thurgo says that to make the sword he needs 2 iron bars. How convenient that I've foreseen this eventuality. He also needs blurite, which is a nearly useless material except for making decoration. So naturally I have to risk my life in this dungeon to get some. The dungeon doesn't feel that scary though, because I have the power of alcohol on my side. I give Thurgo the materials and he instantaneously produces an exact replica of the sword in the picture. This guy wears the master smithing cape for a reason. Good news, Squire, I'll make sure you get to keep the job that you're clearly unqualified for. Apparently fetching materials for someone else to smith with has earned me more experience than all the actual smithing training I've done so far. That makes sense. Good news, guys, my mom said I can use her credit card to pay for RuneScape membership, so I can go through the members gate to get into Taverley. The first thing I do upon arriving in Taverley is approach this kid who's alone on the street. The kid, whom I've never met before in my life, asked me to break and enter into this witch's house, which is a felony. So naturally, I oblige. It was at this moment I realized that I had no runes to fight the witch's experiment with, so I went to Port Sarim to go buy some. Upon returning to Taverley, I realized I did not bring a piece of cheese, so I went to Port Sarim again. 3rd time's the charm. The witch seems to spend all day walking back and forth in her yard looking for intruders. Fortunately, I'm adept at the hide behind bush skill, so I get by undetected. While fighting this bear, Dr. Hyde decides that this would be an appropriate moment to show up and ask me for a favor. Unbelievable the entitlement some people feel. Here's your ball back, kid. Next time maybe don't play so close to the fence. Cake Mix just told me that if I help him plan a barbecue, he'll teach me the art of the shamanism skill. I visit Sanfew to ask what I need to bring to the barbecue, and he says I should go marinate the meat in a cauldron in the nearby dungeon. Upon marinating, the meat looks the same as it does when I buy it on sale at the grocery store. Just keep it on the grill a few minutes longer than usual and it'll be fine to eat. And just like that, I've unlocked the shamanism skill. Let's see if anyone else in the castle has a quest for me. Sir Amigvaris has offered me to go spy on the Black Knights for him. Keep in mind this man has never met me before, he cannot see my face, and I'm dressed in black clothing. So obviously I'm the perfect candidate for him to trust with this mission. Turns out he actually suspects I'm a member of the Black Knights because he gives me this dossier that explodes in my face and almost kills me. I've acquired a very convincing disguise. Darn, turns out he saw through it and decided to attack me on sight. What a conveniently placed hole for me to use to destroy this witch's life's work. Good news, Sir Amik, not only did your plot to kill me fail, but I've also destroyed the Black Knight's secret weapon. Thrilled with my performance, Sir Amik immediately wants to recruit me into the Temple Knights. Before meeting his contact in Falador Park, I'm gonna let this White Knight beat the shit out of me. The first challenge is a riddle. 4 stones are dropped into 4 buckets of slightly different temperatures ranging from 32 to 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Which one hits the bottom of the bucket last? You might think you need to pull out your water viscosity graph for this one, but the simple solution is that the water at 32 degrees Fahrenheit is a solid block of ice. Easy peasy. The second challenge is a memorization game. Too easy. In the third challenge, this guy essentially screams to me that he has high defense bonuses against stab and slash, so naturally I grab the only crush weapon on the table. Despite figuring out his weakness, he actually slaps me around pretty hard, and after failing to lure him into a corner, I get sent back to Lumbridge. I ask Sir Tiffy to put me back into the exam. My first challenge on the second try is a riddle. After standing here in confusion for a while, the only word I can think to guess is word. Turns out that's wrong. Sir Tiffy insults my intelligence, but for whatever reason he tells me I have unlimited attempts on the exam. At this point it's pretty clear that the Temple Knights are pitying me and are really dumbing down the exam so that I can pass. Misinterpret asks me how I'd like to be killed if I fail the exam one more time. How motivating. Sir Lay feels really bad for me, so he pretends not to see me every time I hide around this corner and then lets me defeat him. I'm given a puzzle on how to transport a fox, a chicken, and a sack of grain one by one across a bridge. In order to avoid the chicken being eaten, I can't leave the chicken alone with the fox. Upon completing the puzzle, I leave the room, leaving the chicken alone with the fox. Lady Table feels so bad for me that she doesn't even bother to shuffle the statues around this time. Nice to see that my future Temple Knight colleagues think so highly of me. Despite the fact that they've clearly lowered their standards, Sir Tiffy says that I've passed the exam and gives me some very nice rewards for it. Given the special treatment I've just received, I think it's safe to say that I've succeeded in my mission in becoming a friend of Falador. Okay, I've helped a lot of Asgarnian citizens today, and I think it's time for me to get some me time. I want to clear out my inventory a bit, so I'm going to use my newly unlocked shamanism skill to use up these 2 guams, cast some fire strikes on the local Falador guards to use up my runes, and smith some arrow tips to attach to my headless arrows. Thanks to the fact that the recruitment drive quest got me up to 9 agility, I can now use the crumbling wall shortcut. This will be useful for the upcoming mining and smithing I want to do, since I can mine iron in this mining site here, hop over the wall to smelt the bars in the furnace, and then run up to Doric's place to smith my stuff on his anvils. And here we are, making the first potions on this account for a nice bit of shamanism XP. I'm just finishing up these air runes when I get asked to play a game of pinball. This is actually a really good random event to get right here because I get awarded 5 cut emeralds. And I can run to the gem shop just around the corner, sell them for a nice bit of cash. 24 free spaces in the inventory, time to start mining and smithing. I decided that I want to get my smithing level to 35 and then start making steel arrow tips for my headless arrows. Steel arrow tips give double the fletching XP of iron arrows, and until then I'm gonna be using my iron bars to make iron kite shields, which take 3 bars each. And if I have 1 or 2 left over, I will make them into iron maces, which take 1 bar each. I can sell the iron kite shields to Cassie in the shield shop and the iron maces to Flynn in the mace shop, and they're both on the way back to the mining site, so I think that makes a nice little training loop. Hi Cassie, I have 3 iron kite shields I like to sell to your store.
Yeah, I'd love to add some iron kite shields to my stock.
Level 25 mining. Level 26 mining. Level 32 smithing. Hi again, Cassie. I have 3 more iron kite shields I'd like to sell.
Oh, you brought more iron kite shields? Okay. I guess I can buy them?
Level 27 mining. Level 28 mining. Look how nice this inventory is. A whole 15 bars when you normally only expect 12. Hey Cassie, I got another batch of iron kite shields for you.
I really think I have enough iron kite shields in stock.
Level 29 mining. An even better inventory this time around with a whole 17 iron bars. That's so nice. Level 33 smithing. I will say the smithing XP is coming a lot slower than the mining XP, that's for sure. Well, I had to balance out eventually. This time I can only get a measly 7 bars in total. More iron kite shields!
No, please. No more iron kite shields.
And here we have 30 mining. I can now mine coal, which means I can start making steel bars. I got this beginner clue scroll while mining, which is in my region, but the chef's hat I would have to get as a drop from goblins. And I don't have the construction level to build a stash right now, so I'm just gonna drop it and come back to these emote steps another time. And just after that, we reached 31 mining, which means I can now use an adamant pickaxe. Making my way over to Nurmoth with my new mining level. Goodbye, mithril pickaxe, you've served me well. Hello, adamant pickaxe. Should make it a lot faster to mine now, especially when I switch over to mining coal. Level 32 mining. Level 34 smithing, 1 more to go until steel arrowheads. Level 33 mining. What? I managed to get a second pinball event while I'm here in the area. And the reward? I will happily take these 5 cut sapphires, should be worth a nice little stack of cash at the gem shop. Well Cassie, here's my last batch of iron kite shields to sell. It's been fun, but I think I'm gonna move on to smithing steel arrow tips now.
Oh, thanks, Saradomin.
I am 419 smithing XP away from level 35, and to guarantee that I get that level in my next inventory, I'm gonna do my first inventory of steel bars. As we've seen so far with iron bars, your yield can vary quite a bit between inventories. Okay, so it turns out that this coal is really slow to mine. So after briefly reflecting on this, I think it's probably not worth my time to do this for fletching XP. The reason why making arrows is a popular fletching training method at low levels is because normally you can buy arrow tips from fletching stores in bulk for quite cheap. Unfortunately, the only fletching shop in my region is the one at the Void Knight Outpost, and it just has a pitiful amount of arrow tips in stock. I mean, just look at that. Why even bother stocking them at all if that's all you'll be selling? So, I will be leaving Falador behind for now, knowing that I will always be welcomed back as a friend of Falador. And I will be saying goodbye to my friends, the 2,640 headless arrows that I spent so much time making last episode. Goodbye my friends, I will leave you here under the watchful eye of Saradomin. I will be going now. I'm sorry, you can't come with me. I must go alone. Goodbye my friends. Walking north along this path, and I've stumbled across what seems to be a village full of goblins. And they seem to be in some sort of conflict amongst each other. Maybe I can make friends with these guys.